We are in this crime scene because of the hard work from the members of the...
My country people, fellow South Africans, I'm just here for Commissioner Mkhwana's. I mean, we've seen how he's really been cleaning, and his team, of course, KZN, of criminals, of criminal activities, really taking down a lot of criminals. And I must say, this is commendable, because we cannot afford to live in a country where criminals are running the show. But there's a particular video that I just came across, and I thought, let's listen to this. This is leadership that this country needs. For me, he should actually even be the Minister of Police in South Africa, honestly speaking, because he pays attention to details. He knows his job. He understands the social ills. He's articulate, and he's talking like a concerned parent. Let's just get to this video.
There's no control. The young, like age average, they're supposed to be school. Some of them in matric and some of them even university, they are in that age range. But the only thing they know is to communicate. But if you drive around the townships, that's a common thing you see. They're just sitting around doing nothing. That's why they get recruited easily. And once they are not engaged productively, they are going to be recruited by criminals, and they also become...
Majority of them are youth who are supposed to be at school. They just roaming the street doing nothing. And now they're becoming vulnerable to be, you know, invited or recruited into criminality. And it's easy for them to be brought into, you know, doing wrong things. Literally, that's what he's saying.
And the sad part is that every time when there's engagement with the police, they are so threatened that they just shoot. They don't care. And that shooting that leads to them dying most of the time. And each time there's shooting incident, they die, and there's others that are also coming and starting, taking the pattern and doing the same thing. So it is a concern for us. That's why we try and speak to different government departments, you know, business people, society at large, and people that we have to do something about the youth. Until...
Well, that's very touching. He says they've engaged with different stakeholders, different government sectors, to say we need to do something about the youth. The way they don't care, he says they don't care. They've given up their lives to this criminality. Even if they're shooting, which means they've surrendered their lives. That's what happens when the government takes away your sense of belonging, your sense of living. You lose, you don't have any reason to want to live. So for them to die is gain, in a nutshell. So he says it's concerning. When we take out another group, another group pick up the buttons and they continue. It's their way of living. When I say to you we are at war, these are the things. A system that seeks to destroy the future generation of this country.
This youth is engaged. They are going to keep getting involved in criminal activities like this, and it's never going to stop, unfortunately. Well, you can only enforce the law as a police, and our enforcement of the law is to try and get the perpetrators to go to court, and from court they end up at the correctional services, and unfortunately they don't stop with the criminal activities. Once they're inside correctional services, either they come out and they back again and they're doing the same thing that they were doing. Just over the weekend, we arrested another one who just came out on parole, and he was involved in many robberies, and he was found on the roadblock with an AK-47 and a handgun, fully loaded. You know, so it just shows you that the man is on parole, and that means there's nothing that was good about him that justified that he should have been granted that parole. And how many people...
Now he's touching on the parole matter. That there's another one they just arrested who's just been recently released on parole. He was recently caught now on a roadblock with the AK-47, continuing with what he was arrested for. He says it's like they're fighting a losing battle. Now the question is, why are we grooming criminals? The system is wicked. The system has taken away extramural activities in schools. The system does not fight peddlers of drugs and substance, that are those people that are selling to our children. The system is not encouraging the youth to do something meaningful with their lives. The system is pushing our children towards crime. Most of these children, even with qualification, exactly the very same video. I just teach a video just now where a young man is crying out for help. And these are the things that end up pushing them towards crime.
Well, then he would have been killed after that. So it becomes a vicious cycle. So the question is, what's the solution? Yeah, we're going to keep on arresting them. And if it so happens, then the shooting incidents like this, there's going to be shootouts. And some of them are going to die. And some of our members are going to be casualties as well. But we want to have to come with a solution as society, all of us. Because it cannot be left to the police, cannot be left to the courts, cannot be left to correctional services. There's something fundamentally wrong with how these youngsters are growing up. And if you look at the rate, how things are happening, the older generations that getting old and they're going to die when the time comes. But who's going to be left in this country to take over if the youngsters that you see that behave like this? It is a concern for us as police. So we do our level best to try and engage them, come up with programs, to engage this youth. But by and large, there's something that from the families that's supposed to be done. There's something that from different government departments that's supposed to be done in order to get them off the street. Until we keep them occupied with something productive, they're going to stop doing crime. But until then, they become targets for criminal syndicates that recruits them to start doing all these wrong things. Yeah. I wouldn't know.
Wow, guys. Wow, guys. There's something wrong with the way our youth is being raised up. The system, democracy. He says that it's a continuous cycle. He said we need to find something fundamental to keep them occupied. And I said it last time. I said, why does this GNU government of Ramaphosa, why don't you prioritize taking the youth off the streets? At least send them for army training. I'm going to say this again. I'm going to stress on this issue again. Take our youth off the streets. Because you are setting them up for death traps. You are setting them up for criminality. You are setting them up for substance abuse. Why do you want to destroy the future generation of the beloved South Africa? That is why I would say, cry the beloved country, South Africa. And to the mothers and parents out there, let us continue to pray for our children, intercede on behalf of our children. And indeed, South Africa will be great again. Mother of the nation, Queen Lebo Mkhize, I love you, Mzansi. Shalom, shalom. I continue to pray for you. Yo!